There was a point at which a shield was placed over the top of the world. Why? Because if we had access to all the energy that's available to us in the universe in a condition of imbalance, what would have happened? The Earth wouldn't be here, and probably we wouldn't be here, and probably the Earth wouldn't be here either. It would not be a great place to live in, and it would have happened many, many years ago. So the universe has a self-correcting quality. I call it creator, you call it whatever feels comfortable for you to call it. Energy, a capstone was placed over the top of the world. Who knows where the top of the world is? You're studying hieroglyphics. Where's the top of the world? Go back to ancient Egypt hieroglyphics. The top of the world, there's a bulge in the planet. You know that, right? In ancient Egypt, in the writings, the Kemetic writings, or the Metadenture, the top of the world is referred to as east. Now, it's important because we must have our orientation right to move forward. So, in the language of the grandmothers, when they talk about the top of the world, they're talking about the east. So imagine the east being the top of the world at an area of 23 by 32 degrees latitude and longitude, puts us in an area along the Nile, at the very top of the Nile, where a man-made lake was built called Lake Nasser. Under Lake Nasser lies a lot of the ancient artifacts of the Nubian civilization. All right? So imagine that being the top of the world. Remember I talked about this capstone being placed over. Here, when we went into a condition of imbalance. But before the shift in age could occur, the feminine must regain the season to balance the energy. Because the energy that sends us into the 25th age, or the age of spiritual enlightenment, is an energy that requires us to be in receivership. Because the way that we're being instructed is through our heart, through our head. People are finding themselves capable of doing things they never dreamed they could do. And it's happening on a large level. Channeling is no big deal anymore. You can talk to, probably line up 100 people, maybe 10 of them in that 100 are channeling information. The other 90 may be channeling as well, but just don't know how to call it that. Okay, see, because to me, the only thing channeling is when your energy opens up to a point that you allow that to come in, which is a very natural flow anyway. You know, our oneness with the universe is something that is. It's not a choice that we make. But can we still ourselves, our consciousness, to be open? Right? Now, this energy that's coming forward, and they say that this is a time when all souls have been called up. That means all the souls that have ever walked on this planet have been called up. And the grandmothers say that literally as we learn, I'm not even going to say if, as we learn to see on an ethereal level or an energetic level, we will literally be bumping into ancestors who walked this planet from all time. And they are giving us information. They are giving us, sharing their wisdom. They're giving us knowledge that isn't even written about in books. Because this is an age that we're going into that is the most incredible and magnificent age that we could ever imagine. So the things that I was talking about before that were kind of frightening as we look at how the energetic, especially depolarization, is affecting us, it really is exciting. Because what it is doing is opening up opportunity in our lifetime that is magnificent. We are going into the time when the pyramids were built. Energetically. We're at a time when we can create on this planet energy and physical evidence that is beyond anything we've ever imagined. And most of that information is going to come within. Now, does that mean I'm saying technology is bad? No. I think we all need to be technology efficient. But we need to control technology, not allow technology to control us. We must ensure that within the technology that we have available to us, that we all understand and move forward in the fact that technology is here to help humanity evolve to the next level. You know, it's not that that technology is supposed to dangle us like puppets. All right? Now, we talk about DNA. Oh, I mentioned that we would go back, and all of this had to do with DNA. This capstone shielded us so that we could get to this age. Now what has happened, when these 7 stars aligned back in December 21st, 1998, it created a major shift. Many people started having an awakening type experience. You may not have been able to find it. You might have not known where it was coming from. But many, many people, mass levels of people, began to be awakened. The Earth, the planet itself, began her awakening process. We experienced it as El Nino, and then El Nina. And now they don't even know what to call it because of the waters that are warming up. But we'll talk about that as well. The 7-point alignment came in. Bam! All of a sudden, capstone's gone. We have full energetic access now. And why? You might say, well, we haven't gone any further. It doesn't seem like humanity is any better. But there's an energetic increase in the feminine energy on the planet. Now again, I'm not talking about just women and men. I'm talking about aspects of energy. But if we were to look at it as male and female, yes, women are awakening. They must. They have to bring forward that which is being sent through to them. Men, understanding the feminine aspect of who you are, without that intimidating the masculine aspect of who you are, is important, because you must move in the flow and balance of being able to receive and do. Your doing cannot be without an understanding of that which is coming from above. And how do we know it's coming from above? Because it comes from within in such profound ways that little can stop its movement. So many of you may find you want to start a business. You never even thought about having a business. All of a sudden, you've got an idea for a business, and you know it's going to work, and I don't care how many people tell you it's not going to work, you're going to do it. Because you've been given the blueprint. Now, where we sometimes have struggles with that, because many of us are being led in this direction right now, where we may have struggles with it is understanding universal order, understanding timing, being able to stay the storm till the time is right. Everything has a time. Everything has a season. And understanding that that connection and bottom line to all of that is being able to hold on to your vision as it manifests. And sometimes only you can see the evidence of that. All right? Now, when this 7-point alignment occurs, the grandmothers refer to it as a crystal generator. All right? A crystal generator. Who knows what aspect of DNA responds to coding, the energy that affects coding of DNA? The coding of DNA. It receives its signal from a crystalline formation that resides in a saline base. So what does that mean? It's an energy that's affected by crystals that resides in salt water. If you were to be able to take DNA down and look at it, that's what you'll find. This crystal generator, that the grandmothers call it, is affecting a recoding of our DNA. Why? Because if we are to make it in this new age, imagine now, this age is going out. We have a new age coming. We really are already we're in between two, so we're feeling the energy of both. This new age is going to demand of us a physical response to our environment that we're not capable of as we currently exist, as well as a mental response. This new age is called the 25th age, or the age of spiritual enlightenment, in a language that we can understand. It is a higher dimensional age. The grandmothers say it this way. It's an age when you will see before it happens, you will hear before the word is uttered, and you will know before there's any evidence. Isn't that what's happening in this awakening stage now? We're getting glimpses of that. So how do we exist and not go insane in a higher dimensional way. We cannot go physically as we are right now. Does that mean we're going to be looking like we have, 3 eyes and 2 ears, 2 noses or whatever? No. Physically, we probably won't see the outer evidence. There may be some minor evidence, but what is happening is our DNA coding, the language that speaks to who and how we are, there are going to be changes. There are going to be changes. The spiritual age of spiritual enlightenment is a heart heart-based age. This physical time, this time of imbalance, was a material-based age, was a physical-based age. But again, think about it. It really follows the logic of the age. What did I say the purpose of the 24th age was? Perfection of what? Form. So it's a physical-based age. In this age, we respond to things on a physical basis. How it looks, how it smells, how it tastes, all of that. All our senses. It's a senses-based age. Well, now, all of a sudden, we're going into a time where those senses that ruled us in the 24th age are not going to serve us as well in the 25th age. So what becomes the eyes and the ears in the 25th age becomes our heart, our psyche, and our understanding of ourselves as one aspect of the universe that is absolute and total. Meaning that there is nothing that exists in the universe that does not exist within us. And there is nothing that you can do that does not affect me. There is nothing that I can do that does not affect you, affect the planet, affect the universe. So it behooves me in this new age to figure out ways of getting along. Right? To figure out ways of being my highest self in every aspect of what that may mean. We talked about unconditional love. I'm going to erase some of this now. Well, I haven't talked about it, but it's in the book. But I want to show you why that's important. DNA. Did I kind of give a little bit of information on the DNA? Okay. The most important thing on that is remembering the crystalline saline combination. All right? And that information is being transmitted now. It's coming through this sort of crystal generator, if you will. Unconditional love. This is the most important element of the new age. Now, I've said this to people, and some say, oh boy, here we go. More of that huggy-lovey, feely, touchy-feely stuff. On the surface, yes. But what's below that? See, when I'm talking about unconditional love, I'm not just talking about what we interpret as love in our culture, which is the outer experience of love or the outer manifestations or evidence of love. I'm talking about something that we don't have a whole lot of, and that is unconditional love of self that is total and absolute. How many people think you're in unconditional love of yourself? Yeah, working on it. And that's the most honest answer you can give. Working on it. Because we have been in a culture that does not value. Because if you value self, you nurture self, and that means that self then becomes maybe not as predictable as you would like it to be. Because all of a sudden when you're in unconditional love of yourself, you know immediately when things are right and wrong. And it's very hard to follow wrong. Which would make it very hard to function in our society. Now, I'm not putting our society down. I'm just saying that culturally, and it's a world culture, we don't speak the truth. The grandmothers say, be very suspect of the language, because our language does not speak truth. unless it's presented with purpose.